What's going on, beautiful people? What's going on, beautiful people? What's going on, beautiful people? Today we're going to be going over installing a cold air intake on your vehicle. Now obviously I can't go over how to install a cold air intake on all vehicles. So for this video we're going to be using my POV, my 2013 Ford Flex. It is the 3.5 V6 non-turbo, non-EcoBoost, plain Jane Ford Flex. And I know what you're thinking. Why would you add a cold air intake to a 3.5 Ford Flex non-turbo? You're not going to get anything out of it, and you would be correct. There are three reasons why I decided to do this. One, I found it on eBay for like $35. Two, I knew I could make a video about it. And three, I'm bored. So let's get to it. Now the first step is obviously going to be removing your OEM intake. This will come in different forms based on your vehicle, but most vehicles are going to have some form of air sensor. A mass airflow sensor is usually what they're referred to. And this one is fighting me. Now it's got a safety tab on it. Well, if you're gonna do that, why would you do it upside down? There we go. Go ahead, unplug your sensor. Disconnect it from the intake box. Remove all this fun stuff. Where's the other clip? Right there. Disconnect all your hoses. Out of the way. Now we can go ahead and remove the hose clamp holding the intake to the throttle body. Give it a little bit of a wiggle and a pull. Remove this. I'm supposed to have two, but apparently I've only got one. And I'm okay with it. Give this a nice pull, and it is removed. Go ahead and remove our mass airflow sensor. Hopefully, it's in the perfect spot to not let me use my tool on it. A lot of these mass airflow sensors are holding with torque bolts. I'm not exactly too sure why. They could have just used regular screws or nuts, but if anybody does know why, maybe comment that in the comments. And our mass airflow sensor has been removed. With that, this pipe is now useless. On our cold air intake, you're going to see they give us a little spot to install our mass airflow sensor. You can go ahead and remove the screws it comes with, which are Phillips, because somebody designed something well. Now, normally I would tell you to go ahead and install your mass airflow sensor, but I just realized on this pipe that the distances for here and here are different, and I don't know which way it's supposed to go yet. And the mass airflow sensor is a directional sensor, so it does matter which way it goes in. So you can put it in either way. Actually, it looks like it's supposed to go in this way because that's the side that the screws line up on. But installing on your vehicle, make sure you're weary of that, because if you install this sensor the wrong way just because it goes in there, you're not going to get any reading on it. As you can see, this is backed out, and right here is the intake for the sensor. Go ahead and screw this down now. Sorry about being off camera. Also, when moving your mass airflow sensor, make sure that the gasket is in good health. If it is not, replace it. Now we have our intake piping right here. And go ahead and put this down in place. Kind of lightly match this up. Looks like it's gonna be this one. Yeah. We got our tube worked out. Sometimes these cheap eBay parts can be a little tight. You might need to spray some WD-40 on there to help slide it on. Oh, I was just able to get mine to work. But you may not be as fortunate. Hold that flush and put it down. I usually like to leave all of my hose clamps with the socket attachment facing straight up. I mean, you can do it. A lot of people like to hide them so you just see the band. It looks a lot cleaner, but I like access so I can work on them with ease later. I don't see the point in doing anything to any car if it's not going to be an improvement in absolutely every way. Go ahead, insert this, and we're not going to tighten this one down yet because I'm not too sure of the angle of this pipe yet. I'm assuming it's going to be downwards, but I don't want to make it permanent until I'm ready. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove these old hoses because it looks like I'm going to have to use some different setup on here. Yeah, I love that Ford made those. They should just put those on absolutely everything. Those quick disconnect hoses.
That's nice. I always had a problem with them.
Install these, and I don't need it to be that long. So I'm going to take a rough measurement, leaving about 1 inch of extra slack compared to what I think it needs, so that way I know I won't have any issues. So I had to do a little improvisation off of the OEM hose. I just basically disconnected it and took the connector off of it, and now I'm just gonna squeeze this one on there. It's definitely not made for this, but it's what's gonna work best. So that's what I'm gonna do. After that, you end up with something like this. Connect that down. I want to leave my little angle that it comes with stock from the factory. I'm going to take a rough estimate on the measurements. Leave me another inch. Dude, I'm recording you. And add that on there. Now we've got the intake filter and we know which direction the air is going to be flowing, so let's go ahead and put that on. And with that installed, we'll go ahead and tighten this down. And try to figure out gently. It needs to be something like this. Or do I want it aimed down more? I think that looks pretty good. Put both our rings on, our hose clamps. And as we get the angle right, we'll just hopefully be able to slide this over. There you go. And meet it halfway. Perfect. Before these have time to shift, go ahead and put these clamps down. I can push them together on the inside so you have less friction from the air passing over them, so the pipes will be meeting up flush. Probably not going to make any difference, but it makes me feel better about it. And push them together and lock them down. And with that done, we'll go ahead and finish putting the rest of this in place. Raise up a little bit right there. No, I got it. And there we have it. Go ahead and plug in our mass airflow sensor. And the installation is complete. Unfortunately, I don't have anywhere to plug this into that I can see. It'd be nice to have that out of the way. So that way it's just a nice clean wire, but I don't think I'm gonna get that, so I'm just gonna cut that adapter off and be done with it. And there you go. That's pretty much all there is to installing a cold air intake on your vehicle. I know that this probably isn't the vehicle that you'll be putting your cold air intake on, but it's just for reference. And if this video helped you out, make sure you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.